the Congress's defense as well?
Uday, first of all, it's a very unfortunate day. What we have seen today is a national security breach. Because if Prime Minister's security is breached, it's a national security breach. And let me tell you some facts, sir. It was not a Kudrati breach, what Chenni Saab has to say. BL Santoji just now tweeted a few minutes back. He said that the Honorable Prime Minister told one of the officers at the airport, say thank you to your CM for letting me leave alive and come to the Bathinda airport. Prime Minister Modi does not use such strong words. You have seen him never ever use such words. That is the intent of breach. When SPG got the clearance from DGP that the route is clear, how did DGP give the clearance if he was not sure? When you are stranded for 15 20 minutes, when Chenni Saab is being reached, he does not come on phone. He is refusing to solve the situation. This is again official verdict or the communication which is out. Now, how can you say that the DGP doesn't know, that CM doesn't want to come on the phone, they don't know what is happening, and the change of the route happened because of the weather. It is not the whims and fancies of the Prime Minister. Because of the weather, helicopter could not fly. We have seen in the morning there was a lot of fog and rain, so they decided to take by the road. If it is a normal SOP, Uday, last 50 years, how many such incidents have happened in India? The answer is none. Because the roads are subject of the state police. They have to make sure before you give a clearance to SPG, you have to make sure everything is in place. Otherwise, you refuse clearance to SPG. Now, unfortunately, Prime Minister had to cancel his rallies and go back. He was inaugurating thousands of crores worth of projects in Punjab. It was for the development of Punjab. It was for the people of Punjab. Now, why does Mr. Srinivas of the Youth Congress and Modi ji, how is the Josh? In this incident, he is our Prime Minister. Uday, he is the Prime Minister of the whole nation. Forget Congress, forget BJP. Is this the moment of you pass on satirical comments? Is this the time for sarcasm? Is this the moment to you come and start rising on the joy? Today, we know how close is the border from Pakistan. If your Prime Minister exos for 20 minutes, how much time does it take for a drone to fly in? There are other objects which, hostile things which can be done. What Raj clearly said, exposing the Prime Minister of a country at a marked spot for 20 years, look in last 20 years, look in last 40 years, look in last 60 years. When was this done? And now they are trying to come and justify this. Now, why I fail to understand one thing, why Chanisa was not available on the phone. What did he do to stop this? Why DGP gave the clearance to SPG? And the most important thing, Uday, I know, I've been observing Prime Minister Modi for years now. For him to make such a statement कि अपने CM को thank you बोलना कि मैं बठिंडा से जिंदा जा रहा हूँ. This was tweeted by BL Santoji, nobody else. The Sangathan Mahamantri of BJP.
No, we've heard this. We've heard this. We heard this. We've heard this through our sources as well. Swati Malik, respond to that. The Prime Minister.
Uday, the point here is what I've been trying to make. SPG got a clearance from DGP Punjab. Ye route up le lijiye, this route is safe. Then after that movement, it is the responsibility of DGP Punjab to ensure that there are no hurdles, no protests or landmines, or for that point, anything in that route. A 1 minute or a half a minute stoppage might be still explainable, but you're stuck on a flyover. Flyover makes you more vulnerable. You are much safer on a road, but the flyover makes you more vulnerable. How do we know there was not ID on the flyover? How do we know a bomb was not kept on the flyover? How can you let the Prime Minister of a country be there for 20 minutes? It is your job to secure that road. It's not a job of IB or SPG. SPG took the clearance from you. And another point I want to make, when Chenniji was approached, why Chenniji was not answering the phone? He should have answered the phone and sorted out the situation. Why Prime Minister literally had to be evacuated to Bathinda and the rallies had to be cancelled? That means there was a serious threat. How far is the border from Punjab? Last time when the BSF was given 50-kilometer jurisdiction into Punjab, the same Punjab government opposed. Now, how do you justify this? Now, today, if God forbid some unforeseen situation would have come up or incident would have happened, who will take the responsibility? Moving forward, if this is the SOP, then in any of the non-ruled BJP states, the Honorable Prime Minister of India cannot travel. It's as simple as that. And everybody will say, sir, मुझे क्या पता कौन लोग आ गए, मुझे क्या पता कहाँ से लोग आ गए, मुझे क्या पता ये क्या हो गया. Then what is the role of police? SPG takes clearance from you. You could have refused clearance to the SPG. If SPG would have still gone, that is their problem. You gave them a clearance. That is the SOP. It is a violation of the SOP. Now the only question is it a mistake or is it engineered? And then Chenni Saab comes and says, ये तो कुदरती हो गया. अरे भाई ये Prime Minister की बात हो रही है, कुदरती हो गया. If this is the security of the Prime Minister, then God save the citizens like you and me. We will just disappear in thin air and nobody will know. I mean, this is serious, Uday. It's not a something, some Alice in Wonderland thing, what we are discussing here. It just happened. Why did the DGP Punjab give the clearance, and why was the CM of Punjab not responding and trying to mitigate or, salvage the situation? These are the questions. That is why Simriti Irani ji questions the intent. There's a logic to question the intent because of this behavior. Now, this cannot be the SOP moving forward in India. If this is the SOP, sorry, we're heading for big troubles.
Uday, may I